Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another digital plan with me. Today we're going to be planning out the first week of March as well as the month of March, as you can see. So I figured I'd go ahead and include the monthly plan with me into this plan with me. I thought that would be kind of fun to do. I just needed to set it up and I figured why not? So we're going to be doing both today. I'm going to set up my monthly view. I'm going to use the March Florals digital sticker kit for both my monthly view and my weekly view here in just a moment. I am obsessed with this kit. I think it's super cute. I love it. So I wanted to use it for my monthly view and everything. So as far as what we are going to chat about today, so you guys might have noticed, if you've seen some of my videos from this week, you might have picked up on a little bit of a theme for this week, and that is just this feeling of like being uncomfortable and being overwhelmed and anxious as I am trying to navigate this whole these big goals that we've set for our family and things like that, per God's instruction. I just thought I'd throw that out there because this was all because I just got this overwhelming just sense that God wanted me to make some big moves. And ever since I was just overcome with that like feeling, I've just been kind of a mess, truthfully, ever since then. But in a good way, I would say. I've come across quite a few quotes today. One of my favorite ones I found, I've been on Pinterest just perusing quotes because I don't know, for some reason, if I'm feeling a certain way, if I can find a quote that describes the way I am feeling, I feel like, I don't know if justified is the right word, but it just helps bring me a little bit of peace. So in addition to praying about all of this and conversing with God about all of this and all of that, I've just been looking up quotes. So I found this one that's pretty good. It says, "The truth is that our finest moments are most likely to occur when we are feeling deeply uncomfortable, unhappy, or unfulfilled. For it is only in such moments, propelled by our discomfort, that we are likely to step out of our ruts and start searching for different ways or truer answers." And that's by M. Scott Peck, and I don't know who that is, honestly. But anyways, so I came across that quote, and I thought that was really good because the one mantra I've been telling myself over and over and over again, really since this whole thing started, is that when God makes you uncomfortable, it's because He's wanting you to move. He's wanting you to do something. And sometimes it takes that uncomfortable feeling to get you to move. And it's really hard for me to describe exactly what this uncomfortable feeling feels like, other than I just feel very oh gosh, how do I describe this? I feel very unsettled is good, very unsettled, anxious, I would say, but also with a sense of peace because I know what I need to do. I know what the plan is, but it doesn't seem like, I don't know, and this is just self-doubt that is creeping in and fear, but in my mind, it doesn't seem possible. I'm like, okay, like that's a really fun idea, but that kind of thing doesn't happen for me. Like that thing happens for, other people. That doesn't happen for me. Like I'm not going to be able to do that. Other people can do that, but I can't do that. And I feel like I've always sort of held myself back in some ways. And I don't know where it stems from entirely, but I know that my childhood and my upbringing was full of a lot of traumatic events. And I came from a family where, my biological father was a gambler and our family went bankrupt and we were homeless for a good amount of time. I don't know if this is a story I've really shared that much, but when I was about 12, somewhere around there, we moved from Wisconsin to Arizona. And the reason we moved is because my biological father lost everything. We lost our house. And when we came here, we didn't have a place to stay. We stayed in a hotel for a little while, and the memories are very like just scattered because I think I've just blocked out a lot of this in my mind. But I know at some point too that we were staying with like, my mom got a job at Walmart, I believe, and met a coworker there, and then we stayed with her coworker in her like basement or something for a while. Again, all these memories are very fuzzy to me. And we had Salvation Army Christmases. We had dinners that consisted of 2 pieces of white bread with a slice of cheese and a little bit of mayo on it, and that was dinner. And it almost created this, I don't know how to explain it, but just this idea that I've already broken the, what do they call it? Like the cycle, the family cycle. I am a very sober person. Alcoholism runs in my family. Drug addiction runs in my family. Being addicted to gambling, all that kind of stuff runs in my family. I really very, very, very rarely drink. I don't do any drugs. I think I smoked pot like one time in my life and I got very sick from it. So, you know, I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, but that was a long time ago when I was bartending. So I can't say that, you know, I haven't broken the cycles. I'm a very, like, our family unit, my children have a much, much more stable environment and family unit and all of that than I ever had. And that's something that is really important to me, is to give my girls that stability that I did not have growing up. But it also created this thing where it's like you're almost held back by this, gosh, I wish I could like find the words for this. There's a technical term for it, but it's just these just limiting beliefs. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Limiting beliefs where, you know, I'll see people who are successful with certain things and think that because of my upbringing, because of my childhood and the things that, you know, I experienced, that I can't do those things. And it's silly because I've already overcome so much, and I've seen people who have been through way worse who have succeeded in their goals and are doing amazing and things like that, and they're so inspiring to me. But for some reason I feel like I haven't quite broken through that barrier in my own life. And it's almost like nothing I do is ever good enough. I don't acknowledge my strengths. Like, I feel like there's always something I should be doing more of. And I hold myself to these just really high standards, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. And it's something that I am definitely working on, and I've come a long way from where I've been in the past, trust me. I have leaned a lot more into my faith, and that has made a huge difference in my life, like night and day difference. But this whole past week, I've just been venting to Andrew, my husband. Poor guy. But I've just been venting to him nonstop about just how this whole idea is silly, and I shouldn't pursue this because it's not going to work. I don't see how it's going to work. And maybe this is just, you know, what I'm meant to do is just what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna, you know, it's just fear and self-doubt just infiltrating my brain and causing these like racing thoughts and just feeling scatterbrained and overwhelmed and not knowing where to start and not knowing what to prioritize or what to focus on. It's just this really overwhelming, uncomfortable, crazy feeling. But then, like I said earlier, at the same time, I also feel like this very prominent feeling of peace, like almost like a blanket that's being wrapped around me, where like I'm picturing myself as a young child being scared and overwhelmed, and I'm picturing God just wrapping this blanket of peace around me to just comfort me. And so even though I feel these feelings and I acknowledge them, I'm not necessarily letting them completely cloud my judgment or discourage me. I'm just acknowledging them and fighting through them and talking about them, because I think that's an important piece of fighting through, feelings like this, is you have to talk about it. You can't just hold that in. So I've been talking to Andrew about this all week, and just, he has relentlessly believed in me from day one. That man, anything that I have ever said that I want to do, he has always been like, yep, you're going to do it. Like, he just has never doubted me for a single solitary second ever. And anything that I say that I'm going to do, he trusts and has faith that I'm going to do it. And he supports it, and he does whatever he can do to help me out and support me. And he's listened to me, we've had the same conversation over and over and over again, and he has the patience of a saint. The patience of a saint. I'm very, very lucky to have him in my corner. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know that I've shared that much about my childhood before. That's a small piece of, what I've experienced in the past, and I've overcome a lot in my life, and I'm grateful for all of it. Every single hard moment in my life I'm grateful for, because I am who I am today because of it, and I'm the mother that I am because of everything I went through. And there's certain things that I just am very passionate and very diehard about with raising my girls. And one of those things is stability, making sure we're debt free, and making sure that, they have everything they need, but also instilling a good work ethic in them and letting them know that they can do anything that they put their minds to. When you're a child and you're kind of going through this and your parents are, experiencing these types of things. My father and I do not have a relationship anymore. It's probably for the best, if I'm being honest, but my mom and I do, and her and I have had a lot of heart to hearts about all of this, because it's hard when you're in that situation. She did everything she could for myself, my brother, and my sister to protect us, to make sure that we had everything we needed, and all of that. But it's hard to dedicate yourself to your child in such a way that you're really lifting them up and really putting them in situations where they're challenged, where their accomplishments are getting recognized, where they're being pushed and things like that. I didn't do a lot of extracurriculars or anything like that. I kind of just did my own thing for a bit. I was a very independent. I had to grow up pretty quick, so I was pretty independent. So being really involved with the girls' schooling and their extracurriculars, and being present and being there and being part of it, and listening to them, hearing what their goals are, what their dreams are, and supporting that, and doing whatever I can do to make sure that they have the tools that they need to succeed, and that they are brought up in an environment where they know that they have people standing beside them, behind them, supporting them, guiding them, people that they can depend on. That is really important to me. So yeah, anyways, so all that to say, this is what I've been going through. I know I've been talking about it quite a bit on my channel, but I want to share this with you guys, because I know I'm not the only one who's being faced with a big life decision, who is just not really sure what to do. I think we all go through that from time to time. There's various situations where we're making these big life decisions, and regardless if you're a follower of Christ or not, we have our own, feelings and fears and self-doubt and like all that kind of stuff. I would encourage you to get in touch with your spirituality as a means, if you don't have a relationship with God or the universe, or however you want to put it. I would encourage you to pursue that, because I feel like when you are healthy spiritually, it helps a ton. It helps a ton. It takes a lot of pressure off, because even though I don't really know what the next step is, I know that if I'm faithful and I continue to put in the work, God is going to guide me where He wants me to be, and it's all going to work out. Like, even though I have no idea what it looks like, and I'm really overwhelmed by that because I'm somewhat of a control freak and I want to know everything, I know, and this is where the peace comes in, that it's going to work out and it's going to be okay. And I don't know what the process is going to look like. I don't know everything, but I know that He knows, and His plan is better than my plan. And so I'm just going to do what I'm told, essentially. So anyways, that is pretty much it for this digital plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you all are well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.